Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Monarchs Mocha lunchtime here in Kansas City. Dan Vaughn with you. I was kind of going back and forth to make sure we were actually just technical mumbo jumbo. Technical mumbo jumbo, right? That's what it is. Before we go any further, uh, on the show today, of course, it's our little catch up. We talk about the Monarchs last night, tonight, what's lying ahead. Uh, this is last night. This is the symbolism of last night because I'm not going to go through all the highlights. There were just 6 hours of baseball last night. And quite frankly, probably the biggest highlight was watching the amazing Tyler's balancing act. It was a rough night with the ball club. So I'm just going to take out, let's just pretend these are highlights, tossed them. We're not going to go, we're not even going to put those up and not even going to do anything about those. Okay. We're not going to do anything. There was a lot of good last night. There's been a lot of good, as a matter of fact. Um, a couple of things I'm going to point out to you. First off, seeing Brian Ellington on the mound. Brian Ellington, that was great. Very big news to see him pitching game one. Casey Gillespie's bat, that's been encouraging. Something Joe talked about over the weekend. I happened to bring up that Casey led the team in walks. He was getting on base a lot. Now he's driving in runs and hitting home runs. That was pretty positive too. Um, that was a plus. It was good to see that the usual suspects offensively click here and there. For example, Jan Hernandez extended his hitting streak, I believe, to 8 games. That was good news. Um, I think what we saw from Schaefer the first 4 batters of the ball game was pretty sharp. Struck out the first 4. I mean, that's pretty sharp, right? I think there's something there when he gets his sea legs. So these are all the goods. And then I think the final good that I came up with last night was hearing Joe Capietra's comments. And I've told you all this time and time again. He wins 10 in a row. He doesn't get too high. He loses whatever in a row. He doesn't get too low. It may eat him on the inside, but he keeps an even keel. And that to me is a steadying force. And that's why this thing can stand some ebbs and flows and some bouncing and rough seas, which early on it's rough seas. Right now, the ball club 4-8, not off to the greatest start. And with the home games in the books tonight, you've got the road trip looming. It's a bit of an interesting situation. And I think how this club responds will tell us a lot of where this thing will be, say, even into July. I mean, I think we'll have a pretty good idea by next Friday when we get home exactly where this thing is charted. I do expect to see some moves. We've not heard anything as of yet today, but I do expect that we'll have something to announce by game time, perhaps on Monarchs Live coming up for the ball game. So that's what I got. I want to hear what y'all have, what you have to say, and I'm going to open up the floor to you. We're not going to be here very long today, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and I'm going to bring the volume down. I want to hear what your thoughts are. I mean, if you've been watching or listening and you've been following along, I want to get what is really what you guys are thinking. Um, I'm telling you what I think, and I'm telling you what I see. Of course, calling all the games and seeing sort of behind the scenes, I'm telling you what I see. But I want to hear what y'all have to say. I mean, I want to hear what you guys. It's your show, your forum, your chance to shine, your chance to show us and tell us what you think. Um, are you concerned? Is it too early to be concerned? I think there's probably a segment of the fandom that are a little concerned, and I don't blame them. I do believe my personal opinion is it's a little too early to be concerned. Yes, you don't want to lose ball games. You don't want to lose series at home, but you did. And I think Joe's told us this in the post game yesterday, and I know he's told us this in the top step over the weekend. This team, he believes, is much too good to be where they're at, and I think they will be not where they're at and rise above it down the road. I believe that. Um, that's what I think. What do you think? Last night, Sioux Falls proved that they're a playoff team caliber again. Of course, last year they won they were one of the two. They're the wild card team. Of course, the 6 teams that played, they lost in the finals to Milwaukee. Mike Meyer has slowly built the ball club going the last 3 or 4 years. Remember, it was an 18. They had a stretch late in the year, they finished really strong, even though they're way back. 19 from about July 1 till August 2nd, they played August 4th, somewhere in there. They played the best baseball in the association and just hit a wall. Maybe really peaked too soon. But you don't want to do that in this league. And then, but I was impressed. Ty Colbert for them, the lefty, was phenomenal. I mean, he was spot on, pinpoint accuracy, getting the corners, getting those strikes. They brought in a guy, Wood, that was a closer, that was also their pitching coach. Didn't throw real hard, and he really seemed to have the Monarchs, after he dialed his control in, the Monarchs on their front foot. Game 2, Eddie Medina, he's a veteran in this league. He did give up the runs, gave up the 4, but he does log innings, and that's what he does. And he looked good for them. I mean, from what I've seen the first 2 ball games, I probably owe Sioux Falls an apology. I probably slept on them a little bit too much. We kind of championed Sioux City and Cleburne, but you look up today, Cleburne's a half game ahead of you in 4th place, as you sit we sit in 5th, and Sioux City's tied with Sioux Falls, 8-4 in the division. So 8-4, 8-5. Just threw my stats away. They are, I'm sorry, 8-5. So perhaps I slept on them just a little bit and did not give them due justice. Don't believe they played up their capabilities so far, but they're running a low. Yes, and that is part of it too. When things start to scuffle, you do have there are reasons why, and I think you've yet to have the full complement of your pitching staff yet. What Joe thought he would have opening day and into last week in Sioux City, he hasn't had. Although Brian Ellington coming back last night, that was huge. That was a very big deal. We've talked about it time and time again. It just shortens the ball game for you and makes it, when you can lock down those late innings, and we've seen this over the years with teams like Sioux City, when you can lock down those 7th and 8th innings, get your back end, your closer, pretty solid stuff. One more note, too. That was the third in game 1 last night. It was the third 1-run loss. This team has come back and all but, well, they didn't come back on Sunday, did not come back last night in game 2. But in all the other losses, the other 6 of the 8, this team has fallen short 3 of those times by 1 run. Another 2 times by, another 1 time by 2 runs. So 4 of those losses have come by 2 or less, and the other 2 have come. Other ones come with a 3-run loss, and then of course the 2 ones, the 15-5 and the 7-0. This club makes comebacks. Eventually, you're going to see that number going from 1 to 3 to flip around again and be something like 5-3. This club eventually is going to break through. And again, last night, Wood, very fortunate. I think anybody else closing last night, perhaps give me a name in the league that closes. Probably they get to that guy last night. They were dialed in on the fastball, and I think they were starting to really get in. Wood was the right guy at the right time in that situation. But you're seeing this club come up close, leaving Waters aboard at the 9th inning, last call inning. They're there. They're very close. So you're going to see that switch and see that flip. The power numbers are encouraging too. And I think one more little note I wrote down too, runners aboard, home runs. Joe had mentioned this to us as well. Way too many solo shots. Guys getting aboard. You saw it last night. Gillespie going deep with a 2-run shot and a solo shot. But you get if you hit a batter, walk a batter in front of Gillespie or in front of Guerrero or whatever, this team's going to make you pay. Now, that's what's going to happen when things kind of turn. So anyway, your thoughts. I'll give you guys about a couple minutes here on Monarchs Mocha. Hope you're doing well tonight. Series wraps up tonight. Got me a little coming in this morning. Wraps up tonight, 7 o'clock. If you missed last night, Tyler's Amazing Balancing Act, phenomenal. He will be back 21st and 22nd of August. I didn't know this. So if you missed last night, you're going to get a chance, 2 chances on back-to-back nights in August when Milwaukee's in town. He's a really good act, and there are a lot of really good acts out there as far as in the minor league circuit. What Tyler does is really cool. No one else does what he does. He creates the energy and all that, but just the whole balancing thing. It sounds sort of, if you've not seen it, it sounds kind of like, oh, well. I mean, that was kind of my thought initially a couple years ago. But to see what he does, it's pretty cool. And he gets the players and umps and fans involved. And what I loved is looking down, and Mark McKee and I were on the air last night. We looked down in game 2, and he's balancing. People are pulling out things out of their purse and pocket or whatever. He's balancing caps and waters and 2 waters. And the only trouble he had, and he admitted this, was a credit card. That would kind of be tough. But other than that, he'll be back. So that's good news. Tonight, the final game of the series, 7:05 on the air at 6:35 on MixLR. We'll also, of course, have your Monarchs live at 6 o'clock with your lineup card. Any changes, which I do expect. As a matter of fact, I just looked down there, and Joe Capietra is probably a little – he's usually here early anyway, but even for him, he's a little early. So I imagine he's busy on the phones. And my guess is we've got something forthcoming. By the way, in case you missed it yesterday, as we wait for you guys to get fire away, I'm here. What do you want to talk about? Are you worried? Are you concerned? Are you like me? It's all going to be okay. Get away from the ledge. Nothing to see here. That's my attitude. I'm that guy. What are you feeling? What are you feeling right now? Club in a tough spot. What are you feeling? Balancing act was pretty. Yes, it was, Karen. Really cool. Really cool. The stroller was cool, and the bike was cool. The whole thing is cool. The wheelbarrow, and it's all cool. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it last night, Karen. Good stuff. Tyler does a great job. And it was great to see the kids kind of hovering around him like the Pied Piper as he was doing his thing, but really cool stuff. And great, good on Morgan. Great job. And again, I didn't realize he'd be back until I got home last night and saw the ad on Facebook. I was like, oh, awesome. He's back. So anyway. Also, the association show is up right now. You can check that out. Go to the American Association TV site, aabaseball.tv. Also for $12.99. $12.99. You too can watch all the home and away video streams of your Monarchs and every other team in the association. You can check that out. I am working on. I'm going to do it next week. I think I'll do a little Monarchs live the Monarchs Mocha next week in Texas, and or in Gary rather. And I'm going to put the streams together and show you how to put our audio in sync with the association site, because I believe it can be done. I firmly believe you can do this. I have faith in you people. I have faith in all of us. We can do this. And you can hear me and watch the video. But that show is up right now around the association. We'll be on there in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from yesterday. So check that out as well. But I want to give a plug for that. Also, our friend Carter have his show this afternoon today's Thursday, right? No, today's Wednesday. What is today? It's holiday week. I'm still it's Wednesday. So we'll see Carter at 3:30 on the American Association site right there. So there you go. Everybody's good then, okay? So we're all good. No problems, no issues, no dramas. Everybody's on the same page here. We're all thumbs up. No trouble. We all think this thing's fine. And I do. I do think this thing's fine. I don't think there's anything to be worried about. Yes, the record is not what you want, but I'm not in the least bit concerned. And I'll go back to the 17th season where the club got a spot very similar to this out of the gate, but would eventually finish with the second best record ever in the franchise history. And the 19th season had a stretch after week 3 where really things just didn't go good at all. I think dropped 2 series in a row, including one at home to the Garys, one on the road, and things started to turn around a little bit. And there's Morgan right there. Good job last night, Morgs. Good job. There she is. Thank you very much. Oh, we got stat packs. Thank you very much. Tyler will be back. He's coming back, folks. He's back in August. By the way, Morgan is rocking. And that's the thing. I'm blurry-eyed this morning. Doubleheaders are baseball's not best friend. They're the mortal enemy of baseball. Now, yes, we like to play 2, and that's always fun and all that. But the extra effort to get those 2 games in is a challenge. It's a long day. I was on the air last night for 6 hours and 19 minutes. It's a lot of flapping my gums. A lot of flapping my gums. And Morgan did a great job last night in getting those two games routed into form and awesome stuff. And what she is doing with Carrie and Hartzell is rocking it, to say the least. All right, well, no one's got anything today. You guys are quiet. You guys are having your coffee, your lunch. We're all good. Okay, I like the fact we're all good. I'm giving you a last call because, again, your chance to sound off how you feeling about things through 12 ball games. How you feeling? Now, we're not quite the quarter pole yet. You'll be on that quarter pole. Let's see, you're 13. Yeah, you'll be at the quarter pole, or not quarter pole. It'll be because we actually play 106, right? So our quarter pole will be basically next weekend. But after this road trip, we'll be, for all practical purposes, at the quarter pole. How will you feel then? I mean, that's the question. How's this thing look next Friday when you come back from the Garys and from Cleburne? I will say tonight, again, a big one. You want to finish the homestand on an up note at 500, but you've got a real opportunity on the road coming up. If you could somehow win a couple road series, I think we'd all feel pretty good coming home next week, wouldn't you? So that's what I got. I guess you guys have got nothing here at Monarchs Mocha on your Wednesday. Ball game tonight against 7 o'clock, and we look forward to having you out on the air at 6:35. Again, the Mixlr broadcast, and hope to have you all join us at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock with a quick Monarchs Live, your lineup card, and get you ready for the finale here. Off day tomorrow, the only Thursday off day of the season that will come your way on Friday night down in Texas. The Cleveland Railroaders will be there, and it's kind of like the set of Friday Night Lights down there. It looks like Friday Night Lights. It's got a pump jack and a water tower, and it just feels like the set of Friday Night Lights down there. We'll do that on Friday night there at the depot, okay? All right, we'll see you on the broadcast tonight. That's Monarchs Mocha. Have a great rest of your afternoon, everybody.